Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 2 of our Confederate Spring of '63 campaign using the new Whiskey and Lemons DLC. So, last episode did have some action going on here as we were stuck in a siege at Fort Johnston, which I was able to turn into an attack, so we did fight a battle at Fort Johnston. Due to the treatment of our brigade during that engagement, and the treatment of our brigade at the engagement prior to that at Bull Run, I am now of the opinion that the hatred of our division commander towards us is irreconcilable at this point, as he has put us out both occasions several miles away from the division without support into very precarious situations. So Edward Johnson does not like us. It says we're at negative 14% relations, but it's got to be even lower than that with the way he's been treating our brigade compared to the rest of the division. So what I want to do now is try to get promoted as quickly as possible so I can try and wrest away control of the division away from him. So we're only 14% of the way to our promotion, and I could push for the promotion right now and possibly get it. That would cost me 1.9 thousand prestige. We have 720. So I'm going to let this progress naturally as far as I can, or I'm willing to, before pushing for the promotion using prestige. Due to my commander's dislike of me, plus the Corps commander's dislike of me, it's going to cost a lot of prestige to try and gain control of the division. That's my plan for right now, but now after this battle, Union forces have retreated away, some up towards Washington. A lot of them are back here behind Baltimore and Fredericks where we can't see them right now. But it looks like our Corps now has orders, even though we have our readiness is in the trash. We have orders to move up into Winchester, Virginia. So, plus we have all these Corps down south of us, so I almost forgot about these. Remember, we were sitting up here outside of Culpepper Courthouse. Or Gordonsville, my bad. We were at Gordonsville, and the Union Army just marched right past us through Charlottesville, down through Lynchburg, and is now south of us into North Carolina. So that's something that's got to be dealt with. But it's nothing we can do about it, as we were only a brigade commander. Not having the level of control that you would get from playing the full campaign as the overall commander is really a little annoying, because there are a lot of things I'd be tackling right now, but not with the troops available to do it with. So we're going to let these things play out, and I will be back with the next main event. Alright, it's now June 30th. We've been camped up. Looked like we were going to have a combat here, but I guess not now. I thought the Army of Washington was going to be coming down here to Winchester. We've been encamped here for about 15 days now. Getting our readiness back up. I was really hoping we would engage Army of Washington over here and then engage the 22nd separately, but if they come together, that's going to be an issue. People have started to get boring. Endless drone inspections. Well, those drone inspections serve a purpose. Hate to say it. 22nd Corps sitting over here at Cumberland, 22 with 14,000 men, and the Army of Washington's got another 9. We're currently sitting at 17,200 men. Plussing up to 19,596. I guess we do have brigades on the way. So I can't see who's transferring in. I don't have control of the Corps, but I guess some of these units are on the way here. Yeah, it looks like we got these 2 batteries are on their way. I can't apply for command, but then again, I'm an infantry officer, so I don't think I can apply for command of batteries, or I'm too high of a rank. That's probably what that is. I probably can't see who's transferring in here. Alright, looks like it's going to be a quiet summer. Hopefully we do something before the summer ends, but our readiness is still low. Looks like we're just kind of setting up on a scouting line. Federal armies are all over the south. Augusta, Winsboro. They've taken a fortification outside of Mobile, plus Mobile itself. They're in Mississippi City. 2 more Corps outside of St. Helena, north of New Orleans, 2 corps outside of Jackson. They are just all over the map on us. Hopefully the armies start doing something soon. And again, we really can't leave Northern Virginia uncovered either. It is what it is. I don't control the pace of the campaign, so it looks like Army of Washington's moving to engage the cavalry division. That one can go either way. Numbers are basically comparable. I'll be back. Alright, it's now July 12th, and it looks like we are having ourselves an engagement here, though we are nowhere close to it. Our corps had received orders to move out of Winchester and southeast onto the peninsula. It looks like in support of the army as it moved against 7th Corps in Fortress Monroe. But for some inexplicable reason, the army stopped moving against 7th Corps and sat in position as the Army of Potomac left Washington and came south. The siege end took Fort Johnson just now and are now engaging 1st Corps at Richmond with the Army of Northern Virginia headquarters, so it's drawing in the rest of the Corps. We do have a very big numerical superiority here, so I don't know if we'll arrive on the battle before it's even finished. The Federals under Hancock are bringing 18,400 infantry, 8,400 cavalry, and 132 guns to our 58,800 infantry, 10,000 cavalry, and 179 guns. So we're still 30 hours away from the battlefield, so I don't know if we will arrive on to this one in time or not. But we'll see. Be back after the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Richmond. So we're actually already on the field, even though our corps is supposed to be 30 hours away. I guess due to the DLC, they don't want you. And this is just a guess. They do not want the players sitting around waiting to get on the field, so they bring you on immediately. So kind of a bit of a cheat there, but wouldn't have made much of a difference. The army sitting on the defensive. We have 3 defense points, which is something I've not seen in a very long time in this game. And the federal armies have 1 entry point. No, they have 2. They have 1 down here at the Mechanics Turnpike, and they have another one up here at Hawes Store. So looks like they set up defensively down here against this entry point here, though there are troops coming in from this way. So I have a feeling our corps is going to be sent up in this direction. But, looks like this is going to be a little bit all over the place. So let's hit play here and see what our orders are. Being a little laggy, that means a lot of orders are going out right now. It always happens when there's a ton of orders. One thing I noticed, and I was reading about it on the Colonel, it appears the enemy's bucktails has fallen back. My division is ordered to conduct an all-out assault on the enemy lines to break them. Order your brigade to advance towards steady position and repel enemy forces in the area. Yep, I figured we'd be heading up that way. All right, but as I was saying, so it appears that the majority of the lag issues stem from the regimental side. And we saw some major lag issues in my last episode with the regimental series. So that's probably what that is. It's just that the sheer number of forces on the field and all the individual commands going out, that it's messing with everything pretty badly. But it looks like it's going to take us a while to get to these positions, so I won't hold you all here for this. I will be back once we close in with the Federals. All right, we have moved into day 2. Our corps did not even reach its positions before the day ended. We barely got anywhere as we come out of the woods to hit the roads here. And it looks like we are now flank and rear of the Federal 1st Corps Army of the Potomac. Looks like there's just one of our brigades up in this area for some reason on its lonesome. So we're going to start moving in that direction, even though we haven't received orders yet. You know we will, and this is a good position for us to be in. We just received assault orders for right there, so that's perfect where I just placed that. One thing I did notice, our weapons have been upgraded. I did not put in for an upgrade of weapons, but we've now been issued with Fayetteville rifled muskets, which are much longer range than the Enfields. These actually have a 500-yard range on them, so they do have a better range on them. Let's see how those do us. It's still going to be a little while before we were in position. It's 0500 now. Everybody's going to be trying to use this one road to get to this assault position, so it's probably going to be about 0600, 0700 before we arrive here in game. So I will be back. Alrighty, it's now 0630 in game. We have finally reached the engagement zone, though that area has kept changing. For some reason, the Corps kept trying to move through the woods and whatnot as we used the road to get here. Trying to get here to support these two brigades out in the open here. We're now flanking rear of the 1st Corps. So we are attempting to move. Looks like we got some skirmishers right there. We can't see. That's annoying. We're going to try and break the 4th Brigade here, which is already low morale, and then move against this brigade here. This has got to be the Bucktails right there. We can't see because they were right in front of us a minute ago. I would really like to get these 3 brigades knocked out of the way and then push into this battery back here. See how these Fayettevilles do us right now. We can't pump out. These guys are so close, I can't pump out skirmishers. Even though they're right here, I still can't see them, and that's annoying. Looks like we're firing and we're hitting people here, so that helps us. Push forward, so we can't get them engaged. And if anybody's wondering what today's battle brew is, it is coffee with a bit of Irish in it. This dust trail over here where my cursor is, that's got to be the Bucktails. For some odd reason, we still can't see them. The commander of that brigade must have a very, very high cunning level. Engage at will. Colonel, as your brigade is deployed and in contact with the enemy, continue your engagement at will using your own discretion. Break the enemy's line and whip them. Yes, sir. I like orders like that. Now, these guys must be armed with smoothbores because they're really not even firing back at us. So we're just going to hang out right here outside of their range. Just keep firing into them. Yep, there's those Bucktails again, which we can't see. It's getting annoying that I can't see this brigade. Let's lay down, still keep this brigade in range and reduce our casualties from this brigade over here. Send out some skirmishers, see if we can't get the Bucktails sided. Moving away from us. Grunt, stand back up. Engage that brigade. How come my skirmishers can't even see these guys? This is ridiculous. There they are. Fire into them, boys. Engaging the wrong brigade. Turn your... The hell. You got these guys to your front and they're turning the fire on these guys. What the hell? You had them side them, now you lost side of them. Broke. Oak's brigade broke, but they were down here fighting all morning without support, so I'm not surprised by that. Looks like the Bucktails moved off, so fire into this brigade. Move up just a little bit more. This brigade does not know what to do right now because we're hitting them from two directions. The casualties is still pretty high for our army. They're at 3,300. The enemy's 4,200. A lot higher casualty ratios with this new DLC. That we're doing a lot of damage to these staffs over here. Right up on that flank. Jenkins broke, but I think he was going face on into those batteries, which is never a good idea. I'll need to break this brigade. A lot stronger than us. We got 700, 800 and something men. A little over 900. Did start with a little over 1,000. There they go. Against that battery. Take it in the rear. You go get the Bucktails sided. Battery's getting ready to go too. Hopefully we can see it off. We got 15 guns. Let's see if we can take those away. More batteries over here too. First regulars and second volunteer. I think we just broke this battery. We're getting ready to move. There's another one over here. Not exactly racking up prestige points, but we should have gotten points from this brigade breaking, but I don't think we got them. No, we did not. Could have gotten 10 points from that route. So I did use one of my actions. I didn't show it on screen, but I did start planning a party prior to this battle, so it should be popping off once this battle is finished. So we could say that's a victory party for this fight. The men are not sharpshooters, so extreme range is probably not best here. Advance a little further. Andrew's battery. We actually have our division actually has a Williams gun, which I was surprised to notice. Those batteries are broken. Pushing on 1st Brigade. Up to get. Not too far away we can see them. When they're right on top of them, we can't see those guys. That's just the brigade back here. They coming into the fight, or are they hiding away? They're just hiding back there. It's starting to become winded. 4.3 from casualties. I think we just... Yeah, there's 2 command staffs right here. We probably just hit a bunch of those guys again. You're doing some good work today. A lot better than the last battle where our morale was crap because of that siege. I'm hoping we've done enough work back here. My fame level should go up a bit more. Just prior to the battle, we just finished our last action we took, which was study leadership. So that raised our command level by a star. After I throw the party, I have to start working on my administration because that's at 0. There's a lot of batteries back here. Look at all these. Definitely got to work those over. Guys are still even high for us, but we got them at 17.8% casualties. Got to get them to 29. Major victory. We should get that easily unless everybody breaks. Napoleons or howitzers over here. Do I want to take those? I think my skirmishers are doing better work where they are than if I have them taking guns over. And we're really not taking too many casualties. We got 52 casualties in the brigade itself, 26 more with the detachment. We're definitely doing more damage than that to the enemy. They do not have the same range as us. A little closer, start getting that battery under fire. Already earned 72 points in prestige just from the casualties inflicted. Oof. Five-star battery, we need to wipe them out. The rest of the field looking. And they got these boys surrounded. Look at that. They are pressing in with a triple line attack in all directions. Oof. There's cavalry in our rear, but they're not in good shape either. It looks like they've been retreating up in this direction. We might run out of ammunition before the battle's over. And a little closer, skirmishers. Skirmishers coming in from up there, probably part of that's stone, that's probably the bucktails. Bucktails. We're not doing as much damage as we were doing because now they're down in this gully and they do have some cover down here. Keep pointing up from casualties inflicted, so we gotta be doing some damage. Guess for ammo down to 13. Yeah, you got plenty of time left out there. Brigade itself's about out, down to 24. We call the skirmishers. Men are getting tired. Plenty of troops here that are not engaged. I think we're going to have them fall back and build some breastworks just to get the experience levels up. Don't climb as fast in combat. Had to have taken out the first corps commander by now. He's just been out in the firing line in front of us the whole time. All these dead horses right here are all command staff that we hit. These guys must have faithfuls too. No, they got Whitworths. Oh, I am jealous. Those boys have Whitworths. Very good weapons. Happens. At least we're actually inside of our division now, but our relations with the division commander have improved while we were encamped up in Winchester. Still doesn't like us all that much. We're negative 7% relations, so that has been improving. 78 losses for the battle now that we have the skirmishers back in with us. Now the detachment's back. We gotta send a detachment back here to build these breastworks. They'll work while the brigade still fights. So we'll get the experience points from that also. A little bit of a double experience gain right there. We'll definitely get more points from building the breastworks and anything else. Oh, and a point of advice for this game, while you're playing and in combat, if you're in direct combat, not just marching around, keep the game at one-time speed. If you go above one-time speed while the units are engaged, they do not fire properly. I've had that bite me in the ass previously, where units just walk past each other without shooting because the game is just running too fast for the computer to properly react. I'm up to 22% casualties. My brigades got stuck in a reload. Go back and build those. Getting low on ammo, so it takes longer to reload and fire now. Another division up here. Didn't even notice these boys. A guy here. There's the Iron Brigade. They're just generics, it looks like. The Iron Brigade's moving forward on its own. Cavalry to our rear. Jenkins, support the goddamn artillery. Cavalry's attacking the artillery. You need to support them. Looks like this battle's kind of all over the place now. Attacking with cavalry up the hill here. That's never a good idea. Well, things are just kind of dragging out and stalemated for right now, so I'm going to pause this here unless something major starts to happen. I'll be back. Alright, we have moved into a major victory and the enemy is now retreating. So nothing much else has happened since I paused out on the video. We just kind of stayed here. I moved my brigade into short range because we really weren't inflicting too many more casualties. I just kept building these breastworks to get our experience level up for our first perk. Go over the paperwork real fast. See how much damage that we inflicted out. Wrong corps. Wrong army. All right. See what we did here. Highest casualty causing brigade in the division once again. We caused 537 casualties to infantry, 2 to cavalry, 141 to artillery. Plus us up a little bit to 699 because of some of the command staff we hit. That's a good showing for us. One short of 700. Maybe I should have kept my brigade firing just a little bit longer. Let's see if we got any of the federal officers knocked out. And we'll go through our officers' lists. Looks like Major General Pleasanton is wounded. Major General Reynolds is wounded. Brigadier General Gregg is wounded. Colonel McIntosh is wounded. Kilpatrick is wounded. Merritt, Custer, Captain Pennington's killed in action. Meredith is wounded, commander of the Iron Brigade. Brigadier General Paul. Captain Reynolds is dead. Once again, it looks like we've done a massive amount of damage to the officer corps. Let's see if we lost anybody. Major General Hill is wounded, commander of the Department of North Carolina. Lieutenant Colonel Nelson has been captured. Tappan's wounded. All of our men are fine. Everybody in that division's fine. Looks like we got off light on the officers. Brigadier General Lee is wounded. That's probably Lee's son. Yeah, we got off very light on the losses with the officers compared to the Federals. But then again, we had a massive advantage. So casualty numbers wise, we're pretty close to them. We lost 7,200 men in this fight to their 9,500. I mean, for a defensive battle, that's a pretty high number for us. But I'm going to hold you all here for this. We got 43 minutes on the shot clock to go after retreating units, which I'm not going to bother with because I only command one brigade. So I will be back with the newspaper screen. You know, I said I was going to be back with the newspaper screen, but I totally forgot about the post-battle screen here. the Army of Potomac has retreated. We've taken down 3,300 of their 20,000 infantry, 6,000 of their 9,500 cavalry. We got 90 of their 150 guns. Total loss of 10,000 of the 32,000 men they had on the field. We lost our lion's share of the infantry. Lost 6,661 of our 58,282 infantry. That number is that should have never happened. I think it's probably this big firefight they had going on with the cavalry down at the southern positions. We lost 935 of our 10,000 cavalry, 8 of our 223 guns. Total loss of 7,740 of our 71,674 men. That's still a fairly high loss compared to what's going on with the federal armies. We shouldn't have taken so many losses on the defensive battle. But we did gain 88.8 prestige points from this fight, and within a few days we should be getting another 250. The party that we are throwing. But again, I'll be back with the newspaper screen. We'll see where the Army of Potomac runs off to. Alright, we're coming back for the newspaper screen, and the first damn thing we see is allegations of treason. Due to your contrarian reputation, rumors of your disloyalty have been circulating among the politicians. Lately, some are even suggesting you are committing treason, even if there is no proof of this. The rumors themselves are sufficient to harm your chances of promotion for the time being. It doesn't affect us quite yet, but I wonder how long this will hang over our heads. The amount of damage that we did in this last battle should be disproving of any allegations of treason. Then again, this might have happened because I pulled off in the last few hours of the battle to build those breastworks. And well, we're not getting the newspaper screen now. I said, yeah, they transport us onto the battle. I guess because we have a brigade in the 2nd Corps instead of the, I guess the game designers decide to transport your units there instead of having you wait to arrive on the field, which could be pretty boring. I'd really like to know how long these allegations are going to hang over our heads. The men are complaining about the bad supply state. There we go. Nope, this is Flavor newspaper. Invasion of Waikato. British on the move in New Zealand. Maori tribes under attack. I challenge someone to name a country that has not been invaded by the British at some point. Up to X5, try and get this battle rolled off. There goes the 1st Corps. There goes the Cavalry Corps. Guess we're not going to get the newspaper. Seems a little odd. We're not getting a newspaper screen, so that's disappointing. Take a look at our avatar real fast here while we're at it. So we've now progressed to 23% of the way to promotion, so we still got a long way to go. And that's dropped us down from needing 1.9 thousand prestige for the promotion to 1.7 thousand. So that's still going to take a little while yet. Again, we do have the throw party action going on. This is going to take another 13 days to finish. That costs us $200, but it'll give us 250 prestige. We got money to burn. We have $3,500, so we got plenty of money. So as soon as this is finished, I'll be popping off on, I think it's study operations. That's initiative. Okay, study logistics, because that's part of supply issues. My administration level is low, so I need to study logistics. It costs $500, but it'd be worth it to get my administration a little bit higher, and that also help with the training of the brigade. We had a victory at the Battle of Fort Pike, wherever that is. Still have a siege going on down here with 1st Corps Army of Virginia besieging Drury's Bluff. Welcome delivered. 15,000 pieces of Enfield. You have Fayebills. Those are better weapons anyway. It doesn't look like much else is going on here, so we're going to keep this episode rolling a little bit longer, see if we can't get ourselves another battle, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now July 24th, and we've picked ourselves up our next engagement. And this one should be a little more interesting than the last, as it's a core-on-core fight. We have intercepted the 2nd Corps Army of the Potomac as it's trying to slip past north of us towards Winchester. They are under command of John Gibbon. He's bringing 8,800, and we'll call it 8,900 infantry, 2,400 cavalry, and 36 guns to the field to our 13,740 infantry, 4,576 cavalry, 37 guns to the field. So this should be quite interesting. So, and once again, we actually received another weapons upgrade. Remember, I saw that one brigade had Whitworths rifles, and I was jealous. Well, guess what we have now? We got Whitworths rifles. I was thinking about giving our unit the Iron Brigade perk for the extra cohesion, but if we're going to be armed with Whitworths, we're going to need that sharpshooter perk. So I'll see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Culpepper Courthouse. Now, we are on the Bull Run battlefield map, and we actually have to defend the Sudley Road here and the road to McLean Farmhouse over here. And the Federals are coming from one position up here, and that's the Braddock Road along here north of our positions. So looks like we'll probably be, unless we go out to attack them, we should be defending against them at the fords down here. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a while before we get into combat. We're over here. But look at this. We get some nice, beautiful Whitworth rifles. Bit of a large brigade for having these weapons. 1,053 men were armed with Whitworths. That's a lot of Whitworth rifles. Daniel's got Richmonds now. Nichols has also got Whitworths, and he's got almost 2,000 men. Lord. Ours got Enfields. Man, this whole corps is armed with British weapons. There's some Mississippis, Fayettevilles. Those are probably the Fayettevilles that we had. We are one very well-armed corps, so we should be making hay with the Federals as they approach us. But once again, it'll probably be a while before we see them. It's 1,300 now. I don't know how far away they are from us, as I can't scout out this way with my brigade. So I'll come back in once we have contact with the Feds. All right, it's now 14:30 of day one, and I was building some breastworks over here on this hillside overwatching the ford, but it looks like the Federal Corps is actually coming down this road here. So this cavalry brigade crossed the ford here and was pushing forward, and nobody else was reacting, so I decided to come out and hit them in the flank. Since we have this nice long range to deal with them from. And we're on a hilltop also, so we should be able to do some good damage from up here. This cavalry is not going to be able to engage us without taking some large hits in return, trying to get in range of us. I was really hoping to get this perk finished out so I can get the sharpshooters on them before the engagement started. Joe's going to come down and join the fun. Okay, looks like Gordon's on his way. I hope this cavalry does not ride in front of us, because they'll just block our firing lines. Engage this artillery battery. Where are you going with these guns? Right across the front of my lines. What the hell are you doing? And the cavalry's going to ride in front of us too. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is ridiculous. Come on. Alright, shift left. We engage. Everybody's coming across the ford over here. Look, they're going to ride right past these batteries and probably get shot. Move at the double, grunts. We need to get into a better position. No one else is going to deliver on casualties. We will. Stuck in reload animation. There we go. And he's sitting right outside of range of the artillery with his mixed cavalry weapons. And that's a 4-star commander. He knows better. What the hell? Move up in supporting distance. Push forward. Guys are just going to sit there and get shot by our canister fire. Like we just broke them. Virginia artillery's on its way up. Deploy to engage back here. I'm already engaged. Are you kidding me? First, their infantry is now starting to come up. Thankfully, they still haven't fired at us yet. They just are concentrating on the cavalry, which is good for us. I really got to look into downloading that graphics mod. I don't know the name of it, but I've seen other people use it. Allows us to get in a little closer, makes the visuals a little better with these brigade and regimental actions. It should make it look better, so I got to look into getting that after this episode's done. I heard somebody else firing, but it's just us for right now. Once again, if we produce all the casualties and break most of the units and we don't become famous for this, I'm calling foul. Daniel's got a detachment now. Nice clear slope to fire down to. Couldn't ask for better. It's like a rifle range right here. There we go. Routed them. Got 10 points of prestige for that. Pushing a little closer. Can't engage this cavalry brigade over here. Like that'd be wasted shots as they are lying down in cover. They're trying to swing out and come around on this fort. Hopefully they don't come around our flank. You guys are just still sitting there getting shot. That's helping us gain more points. Might wipe this battery out. Well, it's 3.6 for casualties inflicted. We just caused a lot of casualties on that last volley. This is good. It advances us ahead of the smoke here, so we'll have a clear line of fire. caused 250 casualties. I think we've caused the majority of that. What's their infantry doing is my question. These guys' morale is not too high either. More casualties should see them off. And I think we go hunting without the rest of the division. Go find out where the Federals are at. Let's go down to medium range and move ourselves in closer. These guys at long range while they're in cover. Not such a good idea. Now, medium range, we should still have them outranged. These guys have some Jocelyn rifles. Should be good. A.J. Will, I was already doing that, buddy. Thanks for belated orders. Trying to pull away from us. Right now, I was going to say they're trapped against the stream, but it looks like they built this pontoon bridge, or we built this pontoon bridge. The AI has a nasty habit of building the pontoon bridges whenever they're in a deployment zone, whether they're going to use them or not, they will build them. Dropped a few more command staff from the artillery brigade commander there. Already gained 53 prestige in this battle. They are climbing fast. Call me a damn traitor to the cause. No one else is doing as much as I am, damn it. Everybody knows the amount of casualties my brigade's inflicting the last 2 battles, and this one. My avatar will never be able to return to New York after this. They're going to be able to retreat across the stream. They should be stuck there. And I got this brigade double timing on its way down. On that side of the river until I finish off this cavalry, please. I do not think they will oblige me, though. In fire range, take them down. There we go. There's all that command staff over there, too, so we should be inflicting some high casualties among the officers once again. Alright, time to fall back. I was really hoping to knock out that cavalry brigade. Double time. getting shot in the rear now. Move it, boys. Let's go. Stop the fancy maneuvers. Just run. The hell are you boys doing? Let's go. Took a bunch of casualties because my brigade is doing a fancy maneuver. Here I thought we were going to get away without taking too many casualties in this battle. Why are my men moving so slow? Got double time orders. Cavalry's trying to get away from us now. Don't break, please. Come on, get back here. Damn it. I should have started moving them as soon as I seen these brigades coming. But why my brigade was moving so slow? I got them at double time orders and they're moving slower than marching speed. Should reform fairly quickly, but we shouldn't have broken. I'll pause this here and I'll come back in once my brigade is reformed. Alright, it's now 17:30. The brigade did reform and I've had it in combat for about another hour here, and we finally broke this cavalry brigade that was hanging out over here. So I'm now maneuvering around to come in on the rear of these skirmishers. There's been nothing going on as we have to defend, so our commander has not been attacking even though we have overwhelming odds. So we've just been sitting here with an artillery duel and a small skirmish duel going on over here outside of my brigade, doing all the fighting down in this area. So we're going to try and finish this job off even with nobody else helping us. We've actually got them up to 650 casualties. The majority of that definitely come out of our brigade. We're at 212 casualties. 116 of those are mine, as you saw. My brigade took baby steps while trying to, even though I had them out basically double time orders, they were moving at like a baby step pace and took a lot of shots into the back. So I hate to say it, a lot of my men died with bullets in their backs. Last thing you want to say to somebody, but that's the way it was. Some parade ground antics. That medium range and move forward. Go back to long range to engage this detachment with the batteries over here. There's only the 2 brigades sitting over here with this detachment on the guns and these skirmishers out. And these guys should retreat soon. We're in their rear now. As you can see, you got the unit outflanked icon going on. They should not hang out long. This is me. It's Federals are not strong enough to attack, and we have an overwhelming force, and we're not committing it to seeing them off the field, which is slightly annoying. I think it'll be funny if we actually get a major victory, and it's all because of my 1 brigade, but we are starting to run low on ammo. We're down to 23 ammunition. 23 shots per man on average. Now, 700 casualties with 6% of their force. That all comes from my 1 brigade. Are they actually sending reinforcements out to you? I've never seen that before. Reinforcements running out to a skirmish line. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Their morale should be done. Shot front and rear. It looks like this action might go into a day 2 if the Federals don't take an overnight retreat. almost to our first perk level. A few more casualties cause means we all takes. Now we're firing slower because we have the lower amount of ammunition, plus the smoke blocking us. We're not going to cause as many casualties now. These guys should have broke already. Come on. Facing skirmishers front and a brigade firing volleys into the rear. They should not be here anymore. I'm pulling off. There they go. Back to long range. Firing at that detachment. And more skirmishers coming forward. Pull back from the skirmishers. Skirmishers always... Enemy skirmishers and AI skirmishers always seem to cause more casualties than they take. So we need to fall back from that, keep them at range. Can't push in to see them off because I'll just put us in canister range of this detachment right here. I'll just cause more unnecessary casualties. This is definitely going into a day 2. We're at 1800 now. Day ends in 2 more hours. Doing some damage to this detachment there, but detachments always seem to hang on longer than the actual batteries do. And it doesn't tell us how many points we need, but we're almost there. As you can see, there's just a little sliver left for that ranking up. Once we have the sharpshooter perk with these Whitworths, we'll be doing some massive damage. Hopefully we get a good ammunition resupply overnight. Looks like we might be out of range of these skirmishers now. Looks like, so stop falling back and just fire into them from now. So I'm not going to hold you all here for this. It's going to take forever to see off these skirmishers, so I'll be back. Alright, we have now rolled into day 2. I did manage to get the sharpshooter perk by the end of the day. As I did fall back and start building breastworks right along here. And my horse was shot out from under me in the process as this detachment over here, it's got left here across the river, came forward to engage us. And their first volley killed my horse. So they're one a $750 horse, but that doesn't matter much as we have $3,500 left, so I'm going to go buy another horse. But we're still on the defensive here. And we're now up to 240 casualties. I had over 100 men run away overnight. Yeah, 104 men went AWOL overnight. So we're down to 813 men in the brigade from over 1,000. So I think after this battle is over, I'm going to send out some men to go hunt them down and brand them as cowards. But looks like it would be a little bit here as the army, as the 2 corps shake themselves out for the rest of this engagement. So I may end up pushing across again on my own to finish this off if our corps doesn't attack or their corps doesn't attack. So I'll be back. Alright, it's now 0700. The Federals had moved that cavalry brigade that we saw the day prior back across the river over here now. I moved in to engage them because we weren't doing much else sitting over here. And while I was engaging them, the Federals actually sent some of their infantry across to help save the cavalry. So I was in a hot for a quick second there, and then all of a sudden it looks like a Rhodes division came down to support me, which didn't happen yesterday. So maybe we should see an end to this battle fairly soon. And I don't know what's going on with this battery right here, but I actually marched right through this thing. We weren't able to shoot at it, and we marched right through it. So I think this battery over here is glitched out. Looks like we're leveling up pretty nice. Let's lay down here so we're not taking so much damage from this attachment over here. Hopefully we cause enough damage right here to end this battle. Waiting around for either side to do something is just getting a little bit annoying. One thing I have to figure out is the math on this. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but the prestige gain on casualty caused. I'd like to know what the math is for that. How many casualties caused one prestige point? If somebody finds that for me on the next episode, please let me know. Leveling up quite nicely. A little slow, but we're engaging the skirmishers right now. We're not doing some massive casualties. Actually, seeing a battle line is nice for a change. These guys are just kind of stuck here. This brigade's not moving forward to engage. They're just being covered by skirmishers right now. These guys are not coming across to help. We have another whole division sitting back here. Like these skirmishers have gone to the ground. Can't even see them now. We are hitting somebody. So we've gained -5 from the route. We've gained 100 prestige so far this battle, which is much higher than the last battle. Alright, this detachment's look. There they go. Finally. They lost 95 men. They shouldn't still be there. Force this brigade into action because we're firing on their flank. Surprised they're not trying to send this cavalry at our rear right now. These guys cross the pontoon, which it looks like they're trying to do. We'll turn around and go for that cavalry brigade. We're going to inflict 30% casualties to get the major victory. I'm going to run out of ammunition again. Started with 60 rounds yesterday. We started with 50 today, so we'll run out of ammunition quite fast. What we need to do is push in and finish them off. These guys are just sitting there taking the fire. 500 casualties. This brigade should be close to retreating. They're only 3 stars. They don't have the same level of resilience as me. They should not be hanging around. These guys just stand there not taking casualties. This unit's just glitched out over here. That's just annoying. Plus 4 prestige for casualties inflicted. We are doing a lot of damage. I gotta find out what the math is for that. This is just murder right here. That's all this is. These guys should be pushing across the ford right here and hitting this division into flank. The entire cavalry division and this infantry. And the rest of my division over here. Guys, finally, did they break or they're looking away? They go to ground and we can't see them. Go over and engage that brigade. Push ahead of the smoke. I hope we're not wasting shots on this little unit here because they're not taking any casualties. Turn around and go after the cavalry. There they go. They didn't go anywhere. They're just laying down now. 650 casualties on that brigade. Firing to back with sharpshooters for attachment. There it goes. And it looks like things are going to slow down again here, so I'll be back once another major movement happens. Alright, it's now 1300 at day 2. My brigade is officially out of ammunition. We almost made it to halfway through the first perk. And it looks like the Federals are finally starting to pull... Trying to if they don't get glitched out, but we've moved into a major victory. We've caused 30% casualties to the Federal forces, so we're just waiting for the withdrawal order to go out now. So it's up to 20 times, see if that helps. But this battle should be over, but they are still on the field. I don't know why they have not issued a withdrawal order yet. This might be glitched out. What are our forces doing? Oh, they finally pushed it in to finish the job off? Looks like they might be. I would join in, but I have no ammunition. Which really does affect morale. My morale was down in the dumps. Back in the command range of the division commander. It says stable right now, but our morale's at 50%. It should be much, much higher than that. Why are they not issuing the withdrawal? At least our forces are actually pushing across. our division's down there. Minus me right now. There we go, finally. Enemy is retreating. Play on that. Let's go through the paperwork real fast. I'll come back in with the post-battle screen and the newspaper screens if it pops up this time. So, our brigade caused 1,241 casualties. 474 to infantry, 564 to cavalry, and 189 artillery, plus some to command staff. The rest of the division, Harris's brigade did 114, Nichols did 7, Andrews' battery did 5. So not much on the world there. Let's see if we got any of the Union officers. Nobody from 2nd Division. 3rd Division, we got Captain Califf and Colonel Carroll. Wounded Brigadier General Caldwell. Wounded First Lieutenant Colonel Fairchild. And wounded Captain Rorty. I guess if we lost anybody, I don't think so, because we were the only brigade that was really engaged, so the only officer that was lost, I believe, was my horse. Captain Dance of the 1st Virginia Batteries was wounded. And that looks like that was it. So once again, much higher casualty rate among the federal officers. So it still has 51 minutes for the clock to run out. 1,200 casualties to 4,000, so much better return rate than the last battle. Still not that great, so I'd like to know where all of our casualties are coming from. I mean, we had 349, but over 100 of these was overnight attrition. Well, once again, I'll be back with the post-battle screen. Alright. We did much, much better in this battle. So we lost 1,061 of our 13,313 infantry. Once again, 320-something of that is actually mine, so we took the highest casualties in the battle. But then again, overnight, we did take over 100 guys go AWOL. As I said before, we will send out some parties of men to go hunt them down, drag them back, and brown C's on their cheeks to mark them as cowards. Cavalry lost 179 of our 4,500. Guns lost 19 to 69, but we'll get those back since we hold the field. Total loss of 1,313 men of the 18,891 engaged. We took down 3,200 of their 9,000 infantry, which is a pretty big hit to that force right there. 800 or 2,500 cavalry, got all 60 of their guns. Total loss of 4,400 of their 12,000 men. Prestige-wise, we gained 169.3 prestige during this battle, 154.3 for casualties inflicted, plus 10 for routing a brigade, though this should be plus 30. We did route 2 more units, but we didn't get them counted for us. I don't know why. Plus 10 for following our orders at least once during the battle. And we did lose 5 for the one route that we took on day 1. So this should be over 170, but that -5 does count against us. Alrighty, I'm not going to hold you all here for the load screen. I'll come back in once we're back on the main map, because we do have to go horse shopping. Alright, we're back out on the screen here. I don't know why the newspaper has not popped again, probably because of this over here. But Major General Early became famous for that battle and not me. Even though we did the lion's share, we did all the fighting. We caused the most casualties. I think Early's little push there at the end gave him the honors for the battle, which I call BS on. If I was on the field of battle after that and I saw in the papers that he was the one who got famous and not me, I would be pissed off and screaming mad. I'm probably talking some nasty things about him because they did nothing during the battle. Right now we got radical rhetoric. While you're politically active and have progressive agendas, sometimes other politicians are difficult to persuade to follow your lead. They're usually too cautious or conservative to see the world around them is changing. Fortunate for you, you are accompanied by a well-known frantic abolitionist to whom any compromise is out of the question. For this reason, at least for the time being, advancing your agenda in political circles. How the hell do I have an abolitionist tagging along with me? My character's a hardcore conservative. How the hell do I have an abolitionist with me? My regimental campaign on the live streams, my federal commander has a slave catcher following him. What the hell is going on here? Why was there an abolitionist in my camp? Oh, dear Lord. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He's not following me around as a companion, and I'm no abolitionist. I'm a fire eater, heroic, party animal, outrageous, and contrarian. There's no saying I have an abolitionist following me around, and I'm not. My character's not an abolitionist. I call BS on that one. And my fame should have gone up a lot more from that battle, and my rank progression should have gone up more also. It's only at 23%. And my battle experience climbed much, much higher during this battle. Now a full 2 stars working on our 3rd. And our brigade is now 5 stars. So that should be much, much higher. I think improving my administration should improve this. That is just annoying. Let's hit play here and see what goes on. 2nd Corps should be retreating back towards Washington after this battle. No, they're going to continue along the Winchester, probably retreating towards Cumberland or Frederick then. Possibly just to Harper's Ferry. Looks like we're going to Harper's Ferry, possibly Frederick. Okay. Lost sight of them. Bring this down to play, and we do have to go horse shopping because we lost our horse. Okay, tooltip's working today. Wasn't working the last time. So we got plain horse, artillery horse, cavalry horse, workhorse. The race horse is what I had last time. We don't exactly need a race horse. It's a wild horse. This horse was raised to freedom by the Native Americans. It's just sufficiently tame to allow you to ride it. Fast, fearless, and with almost supernatural senses, increasing your heroism and cunning. I'll need to be more heroic. I'm already heroic. I don't know how I'm gaining weight on army rations, but I am. This will increase my heroism and cunning. So heroism, I'm already heroic, but getting my cunning up a little higher would be good. Horse is $1,000, but we got $3,000, so we'll spend the money on that. Reckless. Oh, I got a new personality trait now. People have noticed your personality changing recently. You are no coward, that's for sure. But the people around you think you lack any self-control when it comes to danger. Many fear your recklessness will get them killed. Oh, lordy. But then again, I'm running my brigade around without support, so I probably should have had that already. Did increase my cunning a little bit, but not by much. I don't think that was worth $1,000 I just spent on that horse. Cheap officer's sword. I think we should have a better sword than that. I have the NCO sword. We're carrying the cheap one right now, which is regular officer's sword. I have the NCO sword. Confederate artillery sword. Fancy Lewis Hayman and Brothers artillery sword with a 32-inch blade made in Columbus, Georgia. Prestigious and prized by many of the best Confederate artillery officers. Oh, well, why we don't have an infantry officer's sword? It's basically what I'm carrying right now, but Confederate cavalry sword. Cavalry sword by one of the most desirable southern makers, Kraft Goldsmith and Craft, okay, of Columbia, South Carolina. Favored by the boldest and bravest cavalry officers like Wade Hampton, even holding one surely increases initiative and cavalry efficiency of any officer. And my initiative's already good, and I'm not a cavalry commander, but having a fancier sword, I'll take it. And that almost brought me to a full, I'm just shy of the full 5, it looks like. A little bit of that last star is not filled in. There we go. This is the one I want. I want the Lamat. Carrying the Smith & Wesson number 2 right now. The Lamat, a unique grape shot revolver developed in New Orleans by Jean-Alexandre Lamat, backed by PGT Beauregard, manufactured in small numbers in Europe due to the lack of necessary facilities to produce a weapon locally, so a rare and quite prestigious piece. So that should increase my prestige. We're now up to 1,200 prestige, so buying that horse, placing the sword, that just bumped us up on prestige quite a bit also. Purchase this little mat at 125. Doesn't look like it affected any of my stats down here. My initiative looks like it just dropped a little bit, honestly. Increase my prestige at all. Alright, let's close out. Let's let that reset for a second. Yep, there's a reckless. So I'm no longer heroic, I'm now reckless. People, they're calling me a traitor right now. How much longer on this party? Oh, another 2 days for that party to kick off. What is that? 1.2 thousand. 1.2 thousand prestige right now. 1.7 for the next promotion. But I want to get the rank progression higher to drop that price down, because trying to take command of that division, as I said, is going to cost us a lot. And after that, I think I need to study supply logistics to get my administration up. Let's run this forward 2 days. This party kicked off. It'll probably give me another character trait, to be honest with you. It's actually perfect timing. Help celebrate this victory that we recently purchased a Lamat revolver. Money well spent. It's been pretty bad lately. Same messages as always. Some of those messages are just a little bit repetitive. Something I noticed I didn't see before, but if you look at the railroad lines here, the ones that look like regular railroad lines are actually available for our use, but the ones that are no longer under our control are actually outlined in red now, so we actually can't use those. That's a nice little change on the UI there that I happen to like. Now you can understand your rail travel a little better. It was a little hard to understand prior to this. First Corps is going to be in our region. Are they trying to sneak past us to Winchester also? So we are. Let's pause this here. Drunkard. People have noticed your personality changing recently. You really enjoy your alcohol and don't even attempt to hide it. While enjoying whiskey on the bar and camp days is quite common, in the military these days there's a fine line one should not cross, and you do it constantly. Yes, I do. I'm no longer a party animal, I am a drunkard. That's what I get for throwing a nice party. Hopefully I don't die by falling off my horse. I'm a drunkard, I'm reckless, and I ride a wild horse. This is not a good combination. Hopefully I live long enough to climb the ranks of the Hall of Fame over here. It looks like we're going to have another combat coming up here against the 1st Corps Army of the Potomac, so I think this is a good spot to end this episode. So we can open up the next episode with another battle over here. So once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so alert when the next video comes out. I feel like I'm about to go through my old closing statements there. I'm not doing that this time around. Usually I ask somebody to give me a brigade name, but we only have one brigade under our command, so that's out of the question. Almost said it. So, yeah, as I said, if you're enjoying the content, remember to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. If you know other people who would enjoy this content, please do share it around. And comments, please do keep them coming. I try to engage with everybody in a timely manner if I can do so. And I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.